I've been Michael's voice for 53 years, and many of my peers, we're now getting older, and we're very concerned who's going to be their voice when we're not here.
From what was in the system before the Justice Center, people went from agency to agency. I remember for a situation on, I was in the program at our agency, and this mother came running in and say, "What are you people doing? What are you people?" And I'm saying, "What are you talking about?" She said, "That is the staff who beat up my son in the group home, and now you have hired him to work in your day program." And the fact that agencies were not talking or communicating with other agencies.
There is that small group of bad actors who are abusers. They had abused people in the past, and they may have gotten fired, but they would be hired to abuse again.
Before the Justice Center, we as parents were so concerned because there was no really universal method of people saying everybody will discipline the workers who have committed in a substantiate abuse. They should be punished or they should be let go. And the one thing we kept saying, somebody have to be an overseer.
To me, it comes down to one word. What we want is we want justice. It's called the Justice Center. We want fairness. We want people treated like people. We want human rights respected. We want human dignity restored. And we will not allow people to be abused in the care of the state of New York, period. It is that simple.
The Justice Center did not come about to intimidate people, to sort of get rid of people. The Justice Center is all about securing the safety of the person that is being served, and that people should not be abused. And that is my goal. I don't want my son, like anybody, if you love your child or you love your family member, you do not want them to be abused. And that's why it's so important.
First off, we have the state staff exclusion list that's operated by the Justice Center, and that's design and implementation has been fantastic. It allows the state to make sure that individuals who don't belong in the field of providing services are taken out. So those people with a level 1 substantiation can no longer work with consumers. So we're protecting staff and consumers by keeping the bad people out of the system. Secondly, the Justice Center provides invaluable training in the area of prevention, code of conduct, appropriate techniques for intervention to allow staff to do their work in the most appropriate way. Third, I think the Justice Center provides an impartial process of investigation of allegations, so we get to the facts, so that we make sure that if something did happen, we know what happened, we hold people accountable if necessary, and we provide follow-up training. So I think the Justice Center brings a set of prevention and protections to workers and consumers.
We manage a very active Facebook page where thousands of workers from across the country post their experiences about working with people with special needs. And this weekend somebody posted something that was quite clearly about abuse and neglect. And upon my own little investigation, I saw that this person had lived in New York. So I took a screenshot of that description of what she wrote, and I called the call center at the Justice Center, and I made that report. And I'm glad I did. And reading through some of those comments on our Facebook page, it was so interesting, the feedback that others who didn't even know this person who made that post were telling this person, you need to call the Justice Center, you have to call this in. Those were other New Yorkers. People from outside of New York were saying the same thing, although they don't have the Justice Center, they would say you have to report this. Which, from my vantage point as an executive director of a national organization that advocates for workers, it was pretty gratifying to see that the vast majority of people who are commenting on this were saying, you need to do the right thing. That's the thing about the Justice Center's definitions of abuse and neglect. It kind of removes what is right and what is wrong. And prior to the Justice Center's existence, a lot of workers had to use their judgment. And I believe a lot of abuse and neglect went unreported. And now we have something that is so widespread and so well known across New York State that these calls are being made. Whether it happened or not isn't the point. You make the call and let the investigation decide whether it happened or not.
I think the original intent of the Justice Center was to provide protections, and the Justice Center does do that on a daily basis. I think the growing knowledge of the Justice Center and the increased challenges of the residential and monitored agencies requires a different way of doing our work. Partnership is the way to do it. The dialogue between providers, consumers, and direct care staff with the Justice Center is invaluable to making improvements in the process. So at the end of the day, we protect consumers, we protect those DSPs and those direct care staff. Partnership is the only way to go.
The Justice Center, in my opinion, is here to protect people who have historically been abused and neglected and mistreated. There's nothing wrong with trying to fix that and keep people safe. Everybody should be for that.